We are kicking off this week with a bang and, of course, talking about someone who knows music like the back of his hand, because here on Studio 10, we love to showcase local talented artists, which is why we have Eaton Rapids native Cooper Johnson joining us today. Welcome into Studio 10.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
We're so excited to have you because we've been hearing your name because you are kind of taking country music by storm and were recently voted Best Country Artist in Lansing. How does that feel?
It was unexpected because at first, when all the votes were coming in and people are sharing it all over Facebook, I was like, wow, this could actually be something I can win, like first award. And for Lansing, I mean, it's not a big deal, but at the same time, it's top country artist. And out of all the other people that are doing it around here, it made me feel like I had something special. So.
It's still an amazing award and something to be proud of, but really what drew you to music and performing?
Growing up listening to my stepdad rehearse in his band in the basement, I had that inspiration for music from them, so I think that's what kind of started that.
Yeah, you saw it and you're like, I want to do that.
Yeah, yep.
And you've been able to do that and write songs as well. Country Up in Heaven.
Yep.
Let's talk a little bit about that song. Where did you drew that inspiration to write it?
So I was on my way back from Nashville recording my first single. I ended up throwing that out because I didn't like the way it sounded, but Country Up in Heaven was the first one I released, so I'm kind of glad that that took over. So I was on my way back from Nashville and I just thought of like, can I country in heaven? Like when I die and when our time passes, can I do what I love doing down here up there? And so I came home and my mom and I started writing it, and she was giving me ideas. Got about halfway through it, and the next night we finished it, and so played it the next Friday night at my show, and everyone loved it.
Oh my gosh!
So from then, I've been playing it at every bar, and I recorded it, and now it's all over social media. And,
yeah, and we actually have a small clip of that song, so let's take a listen.
Before I go, can I country up in heaven where the skies are always blue? Can I drive an old Ford down Copperhead Road like good old boys like to do? Can we back our trucks up to a find a paved road, burn a little time? Lord, show me a sign before I end my time. Now tell me, is it true? Can I country up in heaven? 'Cause what else would I do?
What an amazing song. Very visual and very in a sense, inspirational. Yes, even though we're talking about, when we pass, but it's just a great thing to look forward to, and it's obviously a lot of ties in what you imagine. So I think a lot of viewers and your fans appreciate as well and can relate to.
Yeah.
And so you said you play that song and of course other songs when you have these performances, and you have quite the summer lineup.
Yeah, I have a lot.
Yes, across mid-Michigan. But what do you love about performing regardless of what venue you're in?
The number one thing I love about performing is seeing all the smiling faces and people having a great time, and that I get to be a part of that. Like growing up, I was always not trying to be center of attention, but I always loved making people laugh. Yeah. And I got in trouble for it a lot. So if you're any of my teachers out there, I was getting in trouble a lot for that. But now I found something that I can do the right way, and I can make money doing it, and it's a career. So. And people probably had like a bad week, something happened, and they can go out to the bar with their friends, and then they see me playing, and all of a sudden they're having a good time, and they forget about that. So that's what I love doing. Yeah,
it catches on. The song, the smile, the energy, all contagious. And so that's so fun, and of course, great that it's happening, in our own backyard too. And the support here that we have in mid-Michigan is great. Now, you talked a little bit about the inspiration that you had, growing up, seeing, your stepdad perform. What advice do you have for, inspirational or inspiring artists that, want to do this or are nervous about writing a song? What advice do you have for them?
I would say, you got to get connections. You got to find people. It never hurts to reach out as well. I started from a family friend that he was also playing music, and I got up at the bar and I sang one song, and from there I was just open mics and gigging. So just ask. You never know what can happen.
Exactly, exactly. And always kind of be on and kind of get outside of that comfort zone too. Because sometimes it is hard to make that first question and be like,
open mics are the best thing to go to. So.
Well, with that being said, of course, we mentioned your big kind of summer lineup with all these different events and performances that you have. So what can we look forward to this coming week?
Thursday, Mason Music in the Park.
Okay.
I'll be there with my full band. And then August 3rd, the Eaton County Country Bash. I'll be performing before Madison Olivia, Jesse Campbell, Colin Stow and Brian Martin.
Oh, great lineup right there.
Yep.
And going to be a great night. And of course, people can support you online as well. We have your socials all on the screen right there. So definitely go out, support. But obviously, in person is the best way to go to get that musical performance. But it was so great having you on.
Thanks for having me.